Namaste and good afternoon. Excellencies, Right Honourable Members of the British Parliament, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us to celebrate National Day Ceremony of Nepal. May I now request the band of the Brigade of Gorkhas to play National Anthem of Nepal and the United Kingdom. I request you all to rise for the national anthems. Thank you very much. I would now like to request the Ambassador of Nepal to the United Kingdom, His Excellency Dr. Durga Bahadur Subedi, to deliver his welcome speech.
Chief guest of the ceremony, Member of the House of Commons of the United Kingdom and Chairman of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Nepal, Honorable Mr. Birendra Sharma. Guest of honor of the ceremony, Director for South Asia of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office of the Government of the United Kingdom, Mr. Gareth Bailey. Honorable Members of Parliament of the United Kingdom, Dean of the Diplomatic Corps and Ambassador of Kuwait to the United Kingdom, His Excellency Mr. Khalid Al-Duwaisan, Field Marshal Sir John Chappell, Her Majesty's Marshal of the Diplomatic Corps, His Excellency Mr. Alistair Harrison, Excellency the Ambassadors and High Commissioners, Excellency the Mayors, Deputy Mayors and Councillors, my fellow Nepalese brothers and sisters, उपस्थित आदरणीय नेपाली दिदी बहिनी तथा दाजुभाइहरू, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and pleasure to welcome Honorable Birendra Sharma, Member of the House of Commons and Chairman of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Nepal, as the chief guest of the special ceremony organized to mark the National Day of Nepal. I take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Gareth Bailey, Director for South Asia of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office of the Government of the United Kingdom, as the guest of honor of the ceremony. I also extend a warm welcome to all the distinguished guests to this special ceremony. राष्ट्रिय दिवसको शुभ र सुखद उपलक्ष्यमा संयुक्त अधिराज्य माल्टा र आयरल्यान्डवासी समस्त आदरणीय नेपाली दाजुभाइ तथा दिदीबहिनीहरूमा हार्दिक मङ्गलमय शुभकामना व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु। यस अवसरमा मुलुकमा संघीय लोकतान्त्रिक गणतन्त्र बहाली गर्न जीवन उत्सर्ग गर्नुहुने प्रातः स्मरणीय शहीदहरूमा संयुक्त अधिराज्य माल्टा र आयरल्यान्डवासी समस्त नेपाली दाजुभाइ तथा दिदीबहिनीहरूका तर्फबाट हार्दिक श्रद्धाञ्जली अर्पण गर्दै यस पुनित दिवसले सङ्घीय लोकतान्त्रिक गणतन्त्रको उज्यालोमा राजनीतिक स्थायित्व, आर्थिक विकास र सामाजिक रूपान्तरण सहित समृद्ध नेपाल र सुखी नेपालीको महान लक्ष्य हासिल गर्ने अभियानमा सहभागी र सक्रिय हुन समस्त नेपालीहरूलाई प्रोत्साहित गर्नेछ भन्ने आशा एवं विश्वास व्यक्त गर्न चाहन्छु। On the auspicious occasion of the National Day of Nepal, I, on behalf of the Nepalese people living in the United Kingdom, Malta and Ireland, wish to pay heartfelt homage to known and unknown martyrs of Nepal who sacrificed their precious lives for democracy, republican state and human rights in the country. I hope and believe that this pious occasion will inspire all the Nepalese people to attain the goal of peace, development and prosperity in the country with political stability, economic development and social justice in the light of Nepal's transformation into a federal democratic republic. On this auspicious occasion, Right Honorable President of Nepal, Mrs. Vidya Devi Bhandari, has extended her greetings to all Nepalese at home and abroad and wish them integrity, mutual harmony, national unity, peace and progress. The Right Honorable President has urged all the Nepalese citizens to make honest and earnest efforts to put the norms and the spirit of the Constitution of Nepal into practice. Extending his cordial congratulations and best wishes to all the Nepalese brothers and sisters living in the country and abroad on the occasion of the Constitution Day, Right Honorable Prime Minister Mr. K.P. Sharma Oli has stated that the Nepalese people have achieved the Constitution by enduring painful days and overcoming many obstacles, adding that the Constitution is a document of consensus and has incorporated the greater national interests. The Right Honorable Prime Minister has further stated that the Constitution of Nepal is a document to achieve the nation's desire of prosperous Nepal and happy Nepali, and added that the present government is firmly moving ahead on the constitutional path to guarantee the rule of law, good governance, and worry-free prosperity to the Nepalese people. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the United Kingdom has long occupied a very special place in the affection of the Nepalese people. We also believe that the British people have a similar attachment with Nepal and the Nepalese people. It is also because the Nepalese and British people have a strong faith in the principles and values of democracy, peace, peaceful coexistence, brotherhood, stability and prosperity both at home and around the globe. Both Nepal and Britain are known for rich cultures, traditions and civilizations. Despite distance of geography, the two countries share a lot of commonalities in terms of celebration of patriotism, bravery and a sense of being bestowed with rich civilizational history. The similarities such as these have brought us so close since the establishment of our diplomatic relations 203 years ago. The friendly and mutually rewarding bilateral relationship between Nepal and the United Kingdom have grown considerably over the span of 2 centuries. Ever since the establishment of diplomatic relations, both the countries have maintained excellent state of friendship with enhanced development cooperation and growing people-to-people ties. Tourism, trade, education and cultural ties, including the service of the Gorkhas, remain the key dimension of Nepal-Britain relations. The shared legacy of the Gorkhas is one of the strongest and visible bonds between the two friendly countries. The government and the people of the United Kingdom have supported the process of development and institutionalization of democracy in Nepal. I am pleased to note that the government of the United Kingdom has assured that it would work closely with the newly elected government of Nepal for a lasting political settlement, and it would continue to be a close development partner of Nepal. There are significant achievements made over the years in our bilateral relations and cooperation. There have been many bilateral exchange of visits between the two countries at different levels. These exchange of visits have been playing significant roles in further consolidating our existing relations. I am pleased to note that the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Nepal, Mr. K.P. Sharma Oli, paid a successful official visit to the United Kingdom in June this year, which contributed to further consolidate our longest formal relationship. The two Prime Ministers also agreed on the significant contribution the United Kingdom making to support Nepal's economic development as the country's largest bilateral donor. The two governments acknowledged and appreciated the works of hundreds of civil society organizations and individuals who helped keep the relationship between Nepal and Britain vibrant. The two governments agreed to strengthen the trade and investment relationship between the two friendly countries in line with Nepal's agenda of making prosperous Nepal and happy Nepali. The government of the United Kingdom has admired the liberal policies of the government of Nepal for creating the congenial environment for inward investment and reaffirm the commitment of the British government to further strengthen the bilateral ties and in particular to build a stronger economic relationship between the two friendly countries. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Nepal has undergone historic political transformation over the past 1 decade and a half, which has confined to the political, economic, social and cultural spheres of national life of the country. With the successful holding of 3 levels of election and formation of local, provincial and federal governments in the country based on the rights-based, democratic and inclusive constitution, the Nepalese people have not only indeed the protracted political transition of the country, but also have institutionalized the political achievements of various popular revolution and struggles in the past. Nepal is pursuing the foreign policy on the basis of amity with all and enmity with none. The diplomatic engagements of the present government is directed towards maintaining and consolidating relations with neighboring and all other friendly countries of the world on the basis of the UN Charter, non-alignment, Panchashila, international law, and the value of world peace. The government of Nepal is committed to pursue international relations based on justice, sovereign equality, mutual respect and benefit. The Nepalese government has been implementing independent foreign policy and balanced conduct of relations in its bilateral, regional and multilateral engagements. The efforts of the government is directed towards projecting Nepal as an attractive destination for foreign direct investment in productive sectors of economy and infrastructure development in the context of political stability. Nepal is making all efforts for the economic and social development of its people, and the country is on right track towards unprecedented progress. The present government of Nepal is implementing the liberal policies to facilitate trade and investment in Nepal by reducing tariffs, simplifying tax regimes, and focusing on the development and operation of trade-related infrastructure. The Nepalese government hosted the historic Nepal Investment Summit in March this year in Kathmandu, the capital city of Nepal, which has been successful in promoting Nepal as an ideal, promising and favorable investment destination. The summit shares several policy reform measures being undertaken by the government of Nepal and showcase potential projects for development. The summit also provided a networking platform for business leaders and entrepreneurs and encourage public-private partnership in project implementation. We also hope that we will continue to receive support and cooperation of the international community towards national goal of economic development. We highly value the United Kingdom's continued cooperation in Nepal's development endeavors and hope that this will be further enhanced in the days ahead. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to mention that the bilateral ties between Nepal and the United Kingdom have not been confined to the government-to-government level alone. The relations between these two friendly countries have been expanding and flourishing at the people-to-people level also. I'm pleased to note that the Nepalese diaspora, which is more than 100,000 in the United Kingdom, is active not only for promoting Nepalese language, culture and costume, but also is being a vital link in our bilateral ties through their engagements in social, cultural and commercial affairs in the United Kingdom. They have brought our two cultures and countries closer. I'm pleased to see that they have already been an integral part of the mainstream British society. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Nepal is a multi-ethnic, multilingual, multi-religious and multicultural country with its rich, diverse and vibrant culture. It is a land of unparalleled natural beauty and cultural diversity. It is truly a treasure trove of natural and cultural heritages. Nepal is a home to magnificent and majestic mountains, including the highest mountain in the world, the Mount Everest. It is the motherland of the bravest of the brave Gorkhas and the legendary mountaineers Sherpas, and also a land of happy, honest, humble and hospitable Nepalese people. I am delighted to share with you all that the government of Nepal has decided to observe the year 2020 as the Visit Nepal year. On this occasion, I would like to request you all, and through you, your family and friends, to support and publicize the Visit Nepal year campaign and to highlight Nepal as a safe, secure, peaceful, beautiful and best value tourist destination. Having said these few words of greetings and welcome, may I now request you to raise your glasses to join me in proposing a toast to the health and happiness of Her Majesty the Queen of the United Kingdom, to the health and happiness of the Right Honourable President of Nepal, to the continued peace, progress and prosperity of the people of Nepal and the United Kingdom, to ever-growing friendship between Nepal and the United Kingdom, to the health, happiness and prosperity of all of you present here. Long live Nepal-Britain relations. Cheers.
We do two glasses. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. May I now request Guest of Honor, Director of the Foreign and Commonwealth Office of the Government of the United Kingdom, Mr. Gareth Bailey, for his remarks.
Thank you. Your Excellency, Ambassador Durga Bahadur Trivedi, thank you. Thank you on behalf of all of us, I think, for an extraordinarily warm, elegant, if I may say, welcome to your beautiful, beautiful embassy. And I wish you and your team and all of the people of Nepal a very happy National Day. We offer you best wishes for the peace, progress and prosperity of Nepal and the Nepalese people. If I may just divert for one moment from a very carefully prepared set of words, which is always a high-risk endeavour. When we came in with the bagpipes playing and the sun shining, I found myself back in Nepal only last year. Beautiful, beautiful scenery and surrounded by mountains. And I remember a question that I was asked when I had said I was a Scotsman. And this chap said, "What is it to be a Scotsman?" And I said, "Well, it's like being a British Nepali, really. Sort of the same people. We live in the mountains, we have bagpipes, think your food is better than ours." But I'll leave it there. I think everybody among the British audience know what I mean about the food. So thank you, Ambassador, and thank you for your personal efforts at strengthening the ties between our two countries. Ties which range right across the board, whether they be tourism, academia, education, culture, trade, military, everything in our relationship is strong, deep, profound, and successful. Of course, none of this happened overnight. Like a good whiskey, we had to spend 203 years bringing our relationship to where it is today, since 1816. That makes, I think, the United Kingdom the longest standing state to have relations with the Kingdom of Nepal. I think that makes us number one. And it's certainly you are number one with us. So can I just say that we live in, shall I say, challenging times. International politics are not perhaps as easy as they have been, but Nepal has quietly effected an efficient, successful and determined transition in the last 10 years to better times. You have achieved so much by way of political stability, socio-economic development in realms as broad as agriculture, health, education, transport, telecommunication. We stand with you. We stand with your commitment to a prosperous Nepal, to happy Nepalis, and we celebrate only this summer that your Prime Minister graced us with a profoundly successful visit to the United Kingdom only a few short months ago, and he was in this very venue then. Since then, I also recall, of course, visits from the United Kingdom to Nepal, Her Majesty the Queen in 1961 and 65, the Prince of Wales in 1998, and of course the Duke of Cambridge, Prince Harry, in 2016. We have very strong ties. We have a reason to make those even stronger. Last year alone, 60,000 British visitors, extremely sophisticated and informed British visitors, I should say, visited Nepal. And next year, with your campaign for Visit Nepal 2020, I can only imagine that that number will increase. And if I look to next year, I can only take hope and solace from the recovery path that Nepal has made since the most difficult days of conflict, but also, of course, of the earthquake that so tragically killed so many and did so much harm to your country in 2015. The pace of progress, the trajectory that Nepal is on, is nothing short of extremely impressive. A speech by Briton to a Nepali ambassador and his team would be short and would have insufficient if it did not have a reference, of course, to the Gurkhas. Brave Gurkhas have sacrificed themselves and thousands of lives over 2 world wars and since with the British Army. Today there are more than 3,000 Gurkhas in the British Army, and that number is growing. All around the world, we as an international community owe our lives and our very personal protection to Gurkhas and former Gurkhas. And I myself have been around a number of embassies across the world and found the most reassuring sight that on the outside of the front door is a man who is determined to protect my embassy and his own team and his own comrades at all costs. and that image is profound and lasting and inspiring. So I would salute today the bravery, the honesty, steadfastness and sacrifice that the Gurkhas have made to international peace and security and to the lives of so many. And I would invite you to join me in that salute. So I will end perhaps where I started, not with bagpipes, but with a pledge that I wrote in the Visitors book. I wrote that the United Kingdom is proud to be Nepal's friend, proud to be Nepal's oldest friend, and we stand with you and for you, and I should say, we stand with each other and for each other. Namaste, happy National Day, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you very